Ethan Walker had never enjoyed loud parties, but his college friends convinced him to attend one celebrating graduation. Music echoed throughout the crowded house while laughter filled every room. Ethan spent most of the evening making sure everyone stayed safe instead of chasing excitement. Responsibility came naturally to him, even during celebrations and unforgettable nights. Among the guests was his longtime friend, Chloe Bennett. They had known each other since freshman year and always trusted one another. Chloe rarely drank, but constant encouragement from classmates led her to have far more than she intended. Before long, she struggled to stand steadily and barely recognized how exhausted she had become. When the party finally began winding down, Ethan noticed Chloe sitting quietly on the porch, looking pale and uncomfortable. She admitted she wasn't feeling well and definitely couldn't drive home safely. Without hesitation, Ethan offered to take her home. She nodded thankfully, relieved someone dependable had noticed her situation before anything worse happened. Ethan carefully helped Chloe into his car, making sure she fastened her seatbelt before leaving. During the drive, she apologized repeatedly for ruining his evening. Ethan smiled reassuringly. "Friends don't keep score," he replied. "Getting you home safely matters much more than missing another hour of loud music and crowded conversations." The quiet drive through sleeping neighborhoods felt peaceful after the noisy party. Chloe eventually drifted asleep against the passenger window while soft music played in the background. Ethan drove carefully, avoiding sudden turns or hard braking. Protecting his friend seemed far more important than arriving home quickly after such a long evening together. When they reached Chloe's house, Ethan gently woke her before helping her walk toward the front door. She still felt dizzy, so he supported her carefully without rushing. After ringing the doorbell, they waited quietly until the porch light switched on, and someone slowly opened the front door with obvious concern. Standing there was Chloe's mother, Linda Bennett. The worried expression on her face immediately softened after seeing Ethan supporting her daughter safely. Chloe quietly hugged her mother before disappearing inside. Linda thanked Ethan sincerely for bringing her home instead of allowing her to make dangerous decisions while clearly unable to care for herself. Just as Ethan turned toward his car, thunder suddenly echoed across the sky. Heavy rain began falling almost instantly, covering the street within seconds. Linda stepped onto the porch and called after him. "Sleep here tonight," she said kindly. "The roads are terrible, and it's much too late to drive back across town safely." Ethan politely hesitated. He didn't want imposing on the family after unexpectedly arriving so late. Linda smiled warmly. "You've already helped my daughter more than you realize. Let us return a little kindness." Seeing the storm growing stronger every minute, Ethan finally accepted her generous invitation with genuine gratitude and quiet appreciation. Linda prepared the comfortable guest room while Ethan called his younger brother, letting him know he would stay overnight because of dangerous weather. Everything felt surprisingly welcoming. Despite meeting only briefly before, Chloe's family treated him like an old friend, rather than an unexpected visitor arriving under unusual circumstances late at night. The following morning, Ethan woke early and quietly helped prepare breakfast before anyone else entered the kitchen. Linda smiled after discovering pancakes already cooking. "You didn't have to do this," she laughed. Ethan shrugged modestly. "You gave me a safe place to stay, making breakfast seem like the least I could do." Soon Chloe entered wearing comfortable pajamas, looking embarrassed about the previous evening. She apologized once again for everything. Ethan simply handed her a glass of water and smiled. "Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is learning from them." His calm response eased the guilt she had carried since waking earlier that morning. During breakfast, Chloe's father, Michael, joined the conversation. He thanked Ethan sincerely for choosing responsibility over convenience. "Many people would have left someone else to handle the situation," he admitted. Ethan quietly shook his head. "Real friends never abandon each other when things become difficult," he answered with complete honesty. Michael nodded thoughtfully. Character isn't revealed when life is easy, he replied. It's revealed during moments nobody expects. Those words stayed with Ethan long after breakfast ended. He realized genuine respect often grew from ordinary decisions rather than dramatic achievements or public recognition people spent years chasing without lasting fulfillment or purpose. Before leaving, Ethan offered to help repair a loose fence panel damaged during the previous night's storm. Michael appreciated the unexpected assistance. Together, they spent several hours replacing broken boards and strengthening weak sections. Chloe watched from the porch, smiling quietly while noticing how naturally Ethan looked after people without expecting praise or rewards. Over the following weeks, Chloe recovered completely and focused more seriously on finishing college. She thanked Ethan again, admitting that night taught her valuable lessons about responsibility and choosing trustworthy friends. Their friendship became even stronger because it rested upon honesty, mutual respect, and quiet support instead of temporary excitement or superficial popularity. Occasionally, Ethan visited Chloe's family for weekend barbecues or holiday dinners. Linda always joked that one storm had unexpectedly added another son to the household. Ethan laughed every time, grateful for the warmth they consistently showed him. Genuine. Kindness had transformed one difficult evening into lasting friendships built upon trust and appreciation. One afternoon, Chloe confessed something she'd never admitted before. "That night wasn't important because you drove me home," she explained. "It mattered because you never judged me for making a mistake. You protected my dignity while protecting my safety." Ethan smiled quietly, understanding those words meant far more than simple gratitude ever could. Years later, whenever friends remembered the graduation party, nobody talked about loud music, decorations, or endless photographs. Instead, they remembered one young man who quietly chose responsibility over convenience. Ethan never considered himself extraordinary. He simply believed caring for others was always the right decision, especially when they couldn't protect themselves. Looking back, Ethan often smiled whenever thunderstorms rolled across the evening sky. A dangerous night that could have ended badly instead became a reminder that simple acts of kindness often create lifelong relationships. Sometimes the greatest stories don't begin with grand adventures. They begin with someone choosing compassion when another person needs it most.